Super mega spoilers dead ahead. This is my Guardians of the Galaxy spoiler-filled review. Turn back now, lest ye get spoilers. First things first, Ronan the Accuser. Holy shit, did Ridley Scott make this guy? This guy is like he's straight out of Prometheus, walking around naked. You don't see anything, but, it's implied nudity with his bald head and big muscles. He looks like a blue engineer coming out of an oil pit with this crazy black architecture of his ship. It really looks like Prometheus. I was just very surprised by that. Really intense. I thought he was going to be an anti-hero. He turns out to survive, or to die. I think he may have survived because he gets blown away by the Infinity Gem, which could mean that he's somewhere out there, but I don't think they're going to spend the future screen time on him. I just don't. Nebula. Wow. Karen Gillan's character. She is so intense, so powerful. I did not expect that at all. And frankly, I thought that Gamora was going to be the more powerful character. And for that matter, I was surprised with how low power Drax was. Drax can throw around men and the Xanadarian guards, but Drax the Destroyer is a cosmic hero. He can smack around Thanos. He kills Thanos in the comics. He kills him. He rips out his heart from behind in the Annihilation wave story. So it just kind of seemed like a guy who lifted a lot. That being said, I really enjoyed Gamora and Drax. I really, really enjoyed them. And so don't let that take anything away from you. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, incredible, really incredible. I was really pleased with his use of gadgets. It was very fun, very innovative. Kind of showed how he's not this kind of kung fu master like Gamora is, but kind of a non-linear tricks, traps, deception kind of guy, kind of a space Batman, as I said in my spoiler-free review. Thanos is incredible in this. He's so arrogant. You can feel the power coming off of him in waves. He calls Ronan boy. He just calls him that, like you would call a middle schooler who is flicking you off. Boy, get out of here with that shit. What are you doing? That's Thanos. Just this mass murderer, this genocidal crusader. He just calls him boy repeatedly. He fears no repercussion because no repercussion is possible by this lesser man. It really sets up Thanos as this incredible position. I was a little bit surprised by their decision to say that there were many children of Thanos, which they just demonstrated that there were none in the Thanos Rising comic book storyline, the miniseries, that Thanos murdered all his children to please Lady Death. And then he had a son named Thane, who's a new character from the Infinity storyline, who's an Inhuman, half Eternal. So yeah, they do call him the Mad Titan as well, which I thought was interesting. That they're not. It's just like, are there more Titans? What's going on there? Yondu was really interesting. I didn't think that he would be such a crazy hick. I guess someone took Michael Rooker's performance on Walking Dead as kind of the limit of his range. Just kind of cast him as a blue hillbilly in space. Just what else can you say about that? Djimon Hounsou didn't really get to show too much of his range here. Just a few good scenes, but Korath is not a character that brings in people. Glenn Close was good, but it's not a really memorable performance for her. You're not going to remember her outside of this. The Nova Corps itself was pretty interesting. They uses force field technology and anti-gravity technology. At first, I really thought they were boxing themselves in for a future Nova movie, but it looks like with that technology applied onto some kind of armor suit, or a helmet, that you could have a very effective Nova that, Richard Rider or Sam Alexander is the first Nova or something. I was hoping for, to see a Richard Rider or Sam Alexander or anything like that. That would have been a lot of fun, but they neglected to do that. Or Yon-Rogg. I was hoping for Yon-Rogg. Maybe Ronan, communicated to him or something. That would have been really fun too. Yon-Rogg is a Captain Marvel villain. Not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. That's so confusing. I don't know why they did that. Well, I do. Captain Marvel's dead, and they want Miss Marvel to be a more prominent hero. Benicio del Toro is the Collector. Kind of creepy, kind of oddly intense. Inappropriately intense. No one else is intense, and he's intense. So it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. I was kind of surprised that the Collector was just hanging out inside of nowhere, inside of the head of a celestial. Kind of strange. I thought he would have his own planet, that housed his stuff instead of just this kind of little area. Groot. How good was Groot? I loved all his little, incredibly violent, impulsive, and powerful. Yeah, I think he upshowered Drax to an extent, so I was surprised with. I thought for sure Drax was going to be the more powerful character, but Groot is picking flowers for little kids and sucking on his own flowers, which was pretty funny, but very funny. Yeah, it's really good. They don't really hint much in terms of future movies. Well, obviously they do. They hint at Captain Marvel and Nova and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which they said at the end would come around, and I believe it because this is going to have huge box office numbers. Huge, enormous, to quote Pretty Woman. Huge mistake. But it was very interesting that Nebula escaped. I think it's going to be in Avengers 3, she's going to be a minion of Thanos. Just kind of like a bodyguard type. And I also thought it was really interesting that they left the issue of Star-Lord's dad open-ended. Of course, his father is the king of Spartak. Possibly Adam Warlock might mean there too, as they didn't show anything that was too much of a hint in the collector's collection. Except, in Thor 2, they showed this cocoon, which looked suspiciously like an Adam Warlock cocoon. I tried looking really hard, trying to find anything that was more interesting. I saw a Chitauri armor set and a living Dark Elf, but other than that, it didn't have too many things. I might be missing something. I hope I am. Especially considering that they trolled us with the after credits scene. That was pretty funny. They have Howard the Duck in the collector's area, I wonder if Disney's going to do any crossovers between Howard the Duck and Donald Duck. I mean, that would seem kind of obvious. Howard is Donald's cousin, but he's in a faraway land. Get it? Hint, hint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The ships look beautiful. The ships look beautiful. They really show a different architecture style. Overall, the film has an interesting theme of friendship, and it's very abrupt friendship, but the movie is so fun that you forget that. You forget that it's an abrupt friendship, and you believe that they've been friends for years and years and years, and it's so much fun. It's wonderful to see these loners come together and find people who accept them, despite Peter Quill's dishonor, as Gamora says, and Gamora doesn't want to dance, and Drax doesn't understand metaphors, and Rocket is a scoundrel, and Groot is Groot. I was very surprised that they had Groot say "We are Groot" at the end. I I know it's really obvious, right? That you have him say something besides "I am Groot." You build that up, but I would have saved that for a sequel. I would have saved that for the end of a trilogy. You know, it's almost like Snake Eye from G.I. Joe, how they don't have him say anything, and then they explain, oh, it's a vow of silence, blah 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 blah. You know, is Groot having a vow of silence? Is he actually able to say things? But he made a promise that he would only say one thing until he accomplished his goal. So that'd be really stupid, and you know, because Snake Eyes already did it, right? Just I was kind of disappointed with that. That wasn't such a good thing. All right, that concludes my spoiler-filled review. I mean, this is uh, spoiler chip cookies right here. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful movie, but lots of weird little things. Thank you very much. Have a good night.